Yuta is in deep trouble against the infamous Sukuna. The King of Curses is a force to be reckoned with, and Yuta seems completely outmatched. This chapter is a brief one, only 7 pages, and comes with some unfortunate news. The author fell ill and needs to take a 2-week break, wishing for a speedy recovery. Now back to the fight. The clash of domains between Yuta and Sukuna was brutal right from the start. Honestly, no one expected Yuta to get overwhelmed so quickly. So what's Sukuna's secret weapon? Just as everyone anticipated, Yuta attempted to replicate Gojo's strategy from the shrine battle, shrinking his own infinity void to neutralize the effects of Sukuna's domain. It's a complex maneuver, and for Yuta to pull it off while inhabiting another body is no small feat. Unfortunately, the King of Curses isn't so easily outsmarted. Sukuna countered by concentrating the power of his domain directly onto Yuta's. While shrinking infinity void is effective against Sukuna's barrierless domain, explaining Gojo's success, Yuta clearly wasn't prepared for the nasty surprise Sukuna had cooked up. Yuta's in a heap of trouble. Sukuna, that cunning King of Curses, completely outsmarted him. By shrinking his own domain and focusing it like a pinpoint laser, Sukuna shattered Yuta's attempt to nullify it with his own infinity void. Gojo, with his unparalleled strategic mind, would have spotted this maneuver a mile away. Yuta, however, seems to have gambled everything on this one tactic, a colossal miscalculation that's about to turn this fight into a complete disaster for him. Let's not forget Sukuna is a walking, talking catastrophe. But hold on, it gets even worse. Sukuna wasn't satisfied with just dismantling Yuta's strategy. He unleashed the full might of his domain to utterly demolish Yuta's infinity void. Cast your mind back to their previous encounter. Sukuna had 2 aces up his sleeve to bypass Gojo's infinity domain amplification, or Mahoruga's devastating technique. With Mahoruga out of the picture for now, Sukuna logically opted for the other option. This is a major oversight on Yuta's part. Failing to predict this move was his undoing. With infinity deactivated, Yuta was left utterly defenseless. Sukuna seized the moment, launching a relentless onslaught that left Yuta completely bewildered before he could even react. This fight was a complete beatdown. Less than a minute and it was over. Yuta barely has time to blink before Sukuna takes the upper hand. This fight is a brutal lesson in experience. Sukuna, a 1,000-year-old curse with countless battles under his belt, instantly recognized Yuta's strategy and ripped it apart. Yuta's plan, mirroring Gojo's infinity void reduction, wasn't bad in itself. But when Sukuna countered, Yuta couldn't adapt. We can't blame him too much though. He's basically piloting a stolen Ferrari with the manual in a language he doesn't understand. Gojo's techniques, especially Six Eyes and Infinity, are notoriously mind-blowing. Even Gojo himself struggled to grasp them fully until his fight with Toji. Still, Yuta's potential is undeniable. Mastering even one of Gojo's techniques would be impressive, but wielding both the Six Eyes and Infinity at this stage speaks volumes about his raw talent. He's clearly not just a one-trick pony relying solely on Rika's immense cursed energy. Maybe his Gojo lineage gives him a natural edge, but regardless, Yuta's doing pretty darn good for someone thrown headfirst into this mess against a monstrous foe. Unfortunately, pretty darn good just doesn't cut it against a being like the King of Curses. Now about the body switching thing during training. It wasn't meant to be a crash course in Gojo's techniques. Gojo's arrogance was legendary. He was so sure he'd win, the concept of losing wasn't even a possibility in his mind. In his world, Yuta would never take control because Gojo wouldn't lose. So technique mastery wasn't even on the training agenda. Who knows if it would have helped here, but it's a fun thought experiment. Speaking of cliffhangers, that chapter ending left us speechless. Rika's crying with Yuta's seemingly lifeless body. Is he a goner? But then there's the twist of Rika being fully manifested. The internet is already buzzing with theories. I'll be dissecting mine in a future video, so be sure to subscribe for that. It's too early to say for sure what happened, but one thing's clear. Yuta's in a bad way, seemingly powerless against Sukuna. If the King of Curses wins, who can stop him? That's all for this review. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button and subscribe for more Jujutsu Kaisen breakdowns and discussions. Unfortunately, due to the author's health, there's a 2-week break before the next chapter. Wishing for a speedy recovery. See you next time on Anime Hunter.